Welcome to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.
Hi, everybody. I am spiritual medium Kellee White, and I'd like to invite everybody to join me and ask me anything today. So we have a special guest too, which I cannot wait to get to. This is going to be so fun. It's a great show today. And I want to say hi to everybody first. So hi, Dawn. Hi, Alyssa. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Sarah. Everybody's saying hi to our special guest already. Hi, Karen. Hi, Diana. Hi, everybody. Hi, Renee. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Lene. Oh, I could just keep going on and on. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Pretty in pink. I was just in a pink mood. What can I say? Hi, Mary. Hi, Susie. Oh, we have a lot of people here today. It's going to be a great show. And I want to keep going on and saying hello, but I think what I'm going to do first, as everybody's kind of getting on. Hi, Medium Tom. Oh, this is fun. I really want to talk about this month that we have. I'm just going to talk about it briefly because we have a guest that we're going to bring on. It's very exciting. As a matter of fact, I see we have Teresa from Australia. Hi there. And Haley from Melbourne. Ooh, and they're already saying hi to our special guest here. Oh my gosh, Dominic from Melbourne. Hi, everybody. Having trouble hearing, Bonnie. I'm not sure why. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Hi. Okay. So hi, everybody. So let's just talk about a little bit what's going on astrologically, because this is a very intense time. This is a very intense time and a very intense week and a very intense day, actually. So from Los Angeles or from the United States, today, right now, it's Thursday, but in Australia, I know it's Friday there. So today is March 3rd. Where I am. And I want to talk about the month of March for just briefly for a minute, that this month is going to bring up a lot of has a lot of hard aspects into it this month astrologically. And it's going to bring up a lot of twisting points, a lot of turning points. So it's going to be a very challenged month going forward. And if you think about it, the year of 2022 means duality. All of those twos, like in February that we had, means duality. And duality is the way we are opposites. So the duality that we're currently working with is war and peace. That's a duality. And that's really where we find ourselves in the month of March, because this is a very intense, we have some very intense aspects. So I thought what I would do, and yesterday, I hope everybody was in prayer, because yesterday was March 2nd was really important about prayer and having a spiritual intervention, because I believe everything is possible spiritually. I do. And I believe in the goodness of humanity. And I have to say that I really do. And today we have a really big conjunction. It's Mars and Venus, and they are conjunct Pluto. So Mars is the planet of war. Venus is the planet of peace and love. And it's conjunct Pluto. So it's next to Pluto. It lines up with Pluto. And Pluto is transformation. It's death. It is the underworld that comes up. It's a very intense period of time that we're in. That's what I wanted to talk about. And so we're going to have a very challenged week ahead, frankly. So we want to keep our positive thoughts. We want to keep thoughts positive. We want to pray. We want to keep your energy up, because people that are empaths are going to be feeling this energy. Okay. And what I do want to say too is we have conjuncts, we have aspects, astrological aspects every day or every other day this month. So it's all these twists and turns. And on March 5th, we have the sun is conjunct Jupiter in Pisces. And that's going to be, it brings a lot of spiritual connection. The last time those two large bodies were together was in 2010. So it brings a lot of spiritual connection, and it brings a great opportunity for growth. So that's March 5th. And on March 6th, we have Venus conjunct Mars. So Venus and Mars in Aquarius. They go from Capricorn to Aquarius, and Aquarius is the humanitarian. And so I have to believe that on March 6th, we're going to start to see more humanitarian efforts in what's going on with Ukraine and Russia. I have to believe that. And then next week, I'll go through the rest of the astrology, but I really wanted to get to that aspect. Just know that this is it's a hard week. It's a hard week. I think it's a very intense time. It is. But in the meantime, I want to introduce our special guest because this is very, very fun. We are so lucky tonight because we have world famous celebrity psychic, television personality, and MC, and a best-selling author from Melbourne, Australia. Please welcome Harry T.
Hi, Kelly. It's so good to be back with you.
And I know he's here. He was here a minute ago. I was just backstage with him.
I'm here.
Harry. There he is. Hi, Harry.
Oh, am I here? Am I here? Am I on the screen?
No, now we can't hear you.
Oh.
Renee, let's see what is going on here. I do not know.
Oh.
No, it's not me.
Hi, Kelly.
I don't know what happened. Let's see again.
I was waving
Renee?
and talking to the screen. Am I talking to myself?
I'm not sure. It's those energies
we can
today.
We can hear
Here we
Harry
go. There's
just fine.
Renee. Let's see if I can figure this out. Nope,
I think it's
cannot.
your sound, Kelly.
So here we go. Harry, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can
hear me.
see
Yeah,
you.
I cannot.
Hear you.
Oh, yes, we
Can
cannot
you hear me
you.
or no?
No, not
You
at all.
can't hear me.
Nope.
Everyone's saying they can
But
hear
we'll
me.
get this
Harry-
fixed. I'm telling you, it's one of those days.
Harry, you are
Seriously.
fine because
Oh, you
I
can
can
hear
hear
him?
you.
Oh, how come they
Yeah.
can hear him? So
I
you
can
guys
hear
can
him.
hear him. They can hear him, and then I cannot hear him. No, it's not
Can
me.
people hear me or see me?
I don't think. So
Harry,
they can hear
me?
you.
I can hear
Renee,
everyone.
I'm having trouble.
I can hear
I
everyone.
cannot hear.
Okay.
I cannot hear you. So, let's see. Oh, I'm so bummed because I can't hear anything. So
Weird.
I'm not sure what to do. Renee, what should I do? I have a feeling. Yes.
Are you hearing Renee?
No, I can't hear Renee.
Check your plug-in.
Yeah.
Am I what?
Maybe restart, Kelly. You can just unplug and plug your microphone back in.
I'm
and you should
checking
be good.
everything.
Oh,
Sorry,
microphone.
everybody.
Maybe the microphone.
I don't have a volume on that, so I don't know what you mean.
Check your microphone. Check your microphone. Unplug your microphone.
Unplug that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear me now? No.
I can hear you. I can.
You can hear me.
I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah, I cannot hear anything.
Yes, she
China.
can't hear us.
Okay, hold on. That's so weird. I am so sorry. I cannot hear a thing.
Take you off the screen.
Oh, Renee, will you take me off the screen? And Harry, you go ahead and talk to everybody.
Okay. Hi guys. So I'm on Kellee White's show Ask Me Anything, which I'm so excited to be on. I hope you guys can see me and hear me. Just let me know. It's an honor to be on with Kellee. It always is. She's a good friend of mine. She's a world of wisdom, and I just adore her. So for those of you who may not be familiar with me, my name is Harry T. I'm quite well known here in Australia. I am a television personality, a celebrity psychic. I appear publicly doing things, and I'm a best-selling author of Energies of the Soul Oracle cards, which I have a banner, which I don't know if you guys can see that properly, but I sort of sliced my finger trying to put it on. It was a nightmare. But anyway, so how is everybody? Hi, Amy. Thank you. Love my cards. Thank you so much. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Verna. Hi, Anne. Oh, you've got my cards. Thank you so much. Oh, that's a great name. Cece Otto. I love your Oracle deck. Thank you so much. I feel like my camera's making me all blurry. I hope I'm not zooming in and out. Let me just have a look. Because I can see comments, so that's good. I'll just keep talking amongst myself. Hi, James. Hi, Samantha. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Shirl. I'll just keep chatting.
Okay.
Hello?
Hi there. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes. Sorry
Yay,
about
she's
that.
back. Okay. Take it. Go for it.
Oh my God, this is hysterical. So sorry, everybody.
I just said hi to everyone. I was just like, you know what? I'm on Kellee White's show. I love her. And then I'm like,
This is
hi guys.
perfect.
I was just saying hi to everyone.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Well, gosh, Harry, so tell everybody what you've been up to, because you've had a really interesting experience as an MC recently.
I did. You're right. So I was very, very fortunate to work at the Australian Open, which is one of the 4 tennis Grand Slams, which is, I suppose in the US, you've got the US Open.
Right.
And we've got the Australian Open. So that's in Melbourne here, which is where I live. And I got to MC on Rod Laver Arena, which is the main court. So it's the top 10 only play on that court. So it was beyond. And I was there all 14 days and 14 nights. So it was a long gig in a way, because you didn't really sleep much. But I wouldn't have changed it for the world, because I got to, you know, be on the court with the players, which was beyond. Like, I can't even explain how surreal it was.
And you're
you know,
a tennis player, right?
Well, I play tennis and I'm a huge tennis fan. I love the sport. When I was very young, there were 2 things I wanted to do when I was very young. I wanted to be a lawyer or a tennis player. So isn't that hilarious? So you know, and you know, Kellee, this is a true story. And I spoke about this on the Today Show. When I was very young, drew myself on the main court of the Australian Open. I can't remember what it used to be called when I was a kid. It was the Rod Laver Arena. And I drew myself on there thinking I'll be on that court one day. Well, I was. So isn't that nuts? But
That's amazing.
Yeah, nuts. So it was great. So I was the crowd MC. So during the play, when the tennis players would sit down for a little break or end of set or end of, you know, every 3 games or whatever, change sides, I would make crowd announcements. So basically I would get up. So I would sit behind the players. And then when they would sit down, I would get up and then go to the mic and I would tell the crowd, you know, okay, the government guidelines are the masks, or,
Okay.
you know, this is a social media or whatever. And then to break it up a little bit, sometimes end of set, I would leave the court and go up into the crowd and get them on the camera and do like little camera things with the crowd and talk about our sponsors and all that sort of stuff. And there was also, I also had to mention like upcoming matches. And that was a little bit tricky because I couldn't pronounce some of the names. So I had the most amazing floor manager working with me. And every time I would have to like, okay, the next match, blah, 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 she would say, okay, this is how you pronounce it. So she was fantastic. I loved her.
What an experience for you.
Great experience. Great
Oh my
experience.
gosh.
Very
Well,
blessed.
And I know we know you as a medium. And
Yes.
CC Otto asked a good question. She says, Harry, how long have you been a medium?
Well, all my life. I was born this way. It's not something I really wanted. It was something that was in my life. So just like breathing was normal for me, being a medium, being a psychic was normal for me. So how long have I been one? Well, I'm 33, so 33 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? So you
Yeah.
were a born medium.
I was a born medium. So I'm what they call a born medium. I didn't fall into it. It was always there. So if I never used my gift, it would still be there. Does that make sense? So it's
100%.
like,
Yep.
it's like, even the other day I had a moment and I said, well, you know what? One day I'll probably stop doing readings because I'm sure I will, but I will still have my gift. It doesn't go.
Right.
You
And
know,
I
it
always
doesn't
tell
leave me.
that to mediums too, to psychic mediums. I always say that it doesn't go away.
It doesn't go. Like it's there.
It's
like
there.
it's like a sense. It's like your sight or your smell.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
it's there.
Yes,
know.
yes. Harry, Beth asked, do either of your family members have the gift?
Mm.
That's a good question.
I think that's a terrific question, Beth. Hi, Beth. Thanks for your question. I definitely believe it runs in the family. My father's side, they predominantly live in Los Angeles, which is why pre-COVID I was always in Los
Oh.
Angeles as well.
Okay.
And I've got a cousin who reads coffee cups. My dad's auntie reads coffee cups. It's like in my family. We've all really got the gift. My auntie is very, very psychic. My sisters are very intuitive. I feel like my dad has a little bit of it as well. He's a little bit like skeptical, not because he doesn't believe, but it scares him.
Right.
Like,
right.
you know, like in my book, I'm writing a book that's pretty much finished. You're in my book. I've mentioned you in my book. I'm
Sweet.
just saying.
Thank you.
Just saying. In my book, I talk a little bit about, you know, how my dad really struggled with me as a child.
I bet.
And, you know, he thought I needed an exorcism because, you know, yeah, this is a true story. And he rang his aunt in LA, and we live in Melbourne, obviously, and said, you know, I need my son to have an exorcism. He talks to dead people and he's 4 years old. Like, how do I stop this? And my auntie was basically like, just get him to live with your parents, and they'll teach him about prayer and stuff. So I moved in with my grandparents when I was like 5, and I lived.
And
with
they
my
taught you
grandparents.
about prayer?
My father's
Interesting.
mum. So my father's mum, my grandmother, slept in the same room with me and would tell me to pray, and she would teach me to pray at night before I went to bed, and pray in the morning when I woke up, and ask God to protect me. And because I think they were scared that evil spirits were going to come to me.
Yeah.
Does that make
Sure,
sense?
sure.
And I don't want to sound too religious, but there are low energies out there. So
Yes.
So, when you do have this gift, it's, there's light and there's dark, there's good and there's bad. There's, it's polarity.
Right.
So, as a child, I think they were more scared, not necessarily of my gift, but what was coming.
Sure.
Yeah.
And how you would deal with that
Right.
in the future with your gifts, because
Totally.
and somebody's asking me, Evelyn says she wanted to ask me how long I've been a medium, and I was a born medium as well. I was born this way, but I just kept ignoring it and wanting a normal life, whatever normal was. I just wanted normal. So I was in the business world, and then as most people know, I had a traumatic brain injury, and as a result of that, the universe said, oh, no more of doing what you were doing. You're doing this now, period, end of message. There'll be no discussion about it. So that's what happened to me. And it's been over 20 years.
And you've got your amazing background as well with your psychotherapy and stuff. I find that incredibly complimenting.
It's really complimenting. Yeah. I did that after I was a medium first, and then I went back to grad school, because it does come together. It really works. So everybody's loving your energy. And I have some questions, because people had asked me questions. So if you don't mind, I'm going to read you some questions, and we'll take more questions, and we're going to use your cards, because Harry has these amazing cards that we're going to use later on. Energies of the soul. Amazing. So Harry, Amy Augustine says, and I guess we're going to just jump right on in. What do you see about the war? What do you see about Ukraine?
Well, it's really sad what's happening. When during COVID, I did an Instagram. I've got a lot of followers on Instagram, so I did an Instagram live, and we were talking about COVID, and I was saying, I think this was July 2020, I can't remember, but it was during COVID, right? The first round. Yeah. And I was saying, I don't know why, but I've got this really eerie feeling about Russia. And I was saying this live on Instagram, and people have been sending me my video like so much since this has happened. I've had to deactivate my messages because I keep getting them, because they're constantly saying, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god." And I love people giving me this feedback, but I don't want to be constantly reminded of this bad stuff.
I know.
It's like it's on the news 24/7. I get it, but I did foresee these problems. So I remember when COVID happened, I said, you know what? The COVID pandemic is a big thing, but our next problem is going to be Russia. So what happened literally is that. So COVID pandemic, it's still around, but the next big thing is now Russia. So unfortunately, having this gift, it's like a double-edged sword, because it doesn't stop things from happening.
Right.
So sometimes knowing things, it's powerful, but it doesn't change it from happening. Like, it's going to happen. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like some things you can change. But on a global scale, like, you can't stop a pandemic. You can't stop a war. Right. So I think Russia, unfortunately, we're going to see, I don't want to sound like a prophet of doom, but we are unfortunately going to see I do see a lot of, unfortunately, blood. I see a lot of destruction. I actually see Eastern Europe completely changing. I know that sounds really sad, but I really do. I really do. Like, I see it reorganizing. I see it's just going to change, and my heart goes out to Ukraine, because
totally.
I mean, really, it's proximity. That's their issue. It's they're there, right? They're the neighboring country, so it's like, bam, let's go into there. That's what they want to do.
But I mean, it's such an energy place of war that has been for generations, and I'm just hopeful that some of this energy can be shifted.
Well,
it's intense.
Prayer is very powerful, Kelly, and people like yourself, I know your prayers are heard. I mean, everyone's prayers are heard, but us that are dialed in, we do sort of, I mean, everyone's prayers are equal, but sometimes if you got to dial in, you can sort of elevate that energy. And I mean, I've been around you, and I know that your energy lifts things. So, the more people like you that pray, we've got glimpses of hope. But you know.
I really believe that some spiritual
Yeah.
interventions will take place. That can take
Well,
place here.
you know, I do think divine intervention will
Mhm.
happen. I do see that eventually. I just think there's going to be a lot of destruction before.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
what a time to be living, isn't it?
Yeah,
Amazing time.
what a time to be alive. Who would have
What a
thought?
t- I
Who would have
know.
thought? With that toilet paper would be a thing that we struggled to find.
Right.
Like that was a
Yeah.
thing. Do you know that happened here again recently? Did you know that?
No, what
Yeah.
happened?
I
Because you were in lockdown forever.
Melbourne was the most locked down city on the planet.
I know.
And even when we came out of lockdown, what happened was we had the Omicron, I can't even say the variant, whatever that variant is. We had that wave we were having, I think it was like, Sydney were having nearly 100,000 cases a day. We were having, oh my gosh, when I was at the tennis, there were like 70,000 cases, I think 50,000 cases a day, like a day, and everyone's vaccinated. So the vaccines didn't really stop it from happening.
Right.
But, you know, it was constant. So what was happening is everyone was getting COVID. So because everyone was getting COVID, they were bulk buying and panic buying again. So it wasn't because of the lockdowns. It was
Right.
because they were getting COVID. So
Oh
then
my God.
it was a night. I moved into a new place. I had nothing. Right? I had no food, no staples. I had to go for my first grocery shop. Do you know how hard my first grocery shop was? I'll never forget it. Yeah.
Because they were running out
There
of
was
things?
nothing. What could I buy?
Oh my God.
I had to borrow. I mean, I can't believe I'm going to say this on the show, but I had to borrow toilet paper from my father because there was no. I know that sounds. I mean, I'm very down to earth. You can tell, but you know, but it's the true story. There was nothing in the shops.
That's amazing. That's
True story.
amazing. Wow.
Story.
You have gone through a lot. That's
Story of my life.
a good thing you get along with your dad.
Totally, I love him. He's great.
Thank God there. That's very funny. Okay,
Anyway.
so here's a question from medium Tom Owen. Do you think psychics and mediums that there are certain things that we can't tap into about ourselves because we are also on a journey?
Totally,
Yeah.
100%. We're normal. We're human. You know, we aren't meant to know everything. We
Would you
go
explain
through
that? Because that's the truth. We're not meant to know
We're not meant to know everything. We're not being a psychic, being a medium. You're not immune to this. It's like a doctor isn't immune to illness.
Right.
You know, a
That's
dentist.
a good analogy. Mhm.
It's true. You know, a dentist isn't immune to cavities. So we still live. We still have worldly things that go on. So you know, you might be wiser. You might know things in advance, but it won't necessarily stop it. And I really believe that we are here to learn lessons and grow. And that's why we are here. I mean, our souls chose to incarnate in this physical form to grow and to learn lessons. So sometimes those lessons are very difficult. I mean, Kellee, you know, I'll talk to you after the show privately, but you know, I've gone through some stuff. Like I'm telling you, I have gone through some stuff. And I would say I'm a pretty super psychic. So you know, so it doesn't stop it from happening. So I think, you know, looking back at my experiences that I've gone through, they all help me be a stronger person. I'm more resilient. I find that I'm nicer. You know, I'm a nicer person.
Well, doesn't it bring you all the experiences like this, bring you a little more compassion and empathy and understanding of the human condition and what it takes to be a human here?
You know, it doesn't. I'm going to say something again. I'll be really, really honest. I never really understood how people longed for love. I never understood that, right? I'm going to be really transparent here. I never really got why people want to be in a relationship. I never understood that, okay? All my life. And obviously with readings, you know, a lot of people want to be in a relationship or, you know, relationships are quite a thing. It's only recently, I will say, I finally get it. You know, I think it's because I'm older now. You know, I live by myself. You know,
Did something happen?
So something's definitely happened.
Okay.
Something's definitely happened.
Something happened.
Something's definitely happened. But it's interesting because it makes you realize that, well, human beings can crave that love from someone else. And I have never in my life been one like that. I can say now maybe. Yeah, I know. Crazy, huh?
Well, I can't wait to hear all about it.
I know. It's a movie. My life is a movie.
Oh, it is. Definitely. But you know, we learn from relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So love is part of that condition, that human condition when we come here.
And heartbreak.
Heartbreak, let me tell you, betrayal, everything.
Betrayal.
It's a mixed bag of everything. And just because we happen to be medium and psychic doesn't mean that we would be immune to that at all.
not.
So it's a good question. Hi, Renee Hounsel. How are you, honey? Do you experience trance mediumship, Harry? And do you have one of the clairs? Which one of your clairs is the strongest?
Oh, I love this question. My clairs are in my cards. So I would say I do not do trance mediumship because, Kellee, I don't know your thoughts on this, but I've seen some very well-known mediums who have done trance mediumship, and I see demons around them. So I believe that some people who do trance mediumship invoke lower energies without knowing. So what they do is they let spirits take over their body, but as an individual, they either drink too much alcohol or personally their life is really messed up, but no one knows. You know, so really as a person, they're not all together. So when they go into trance mediumship, those demons that are around are like, whoop, let's jump, let's go. And I've seen it. Like I've seen their faces change and I'm thinking, well, they're definitely doing trance mediumship, but I wouldn't want to be talking to that spirit.
Yeah. And it's also what I find with trance medium is right when somebody's starting to learn to become a medium or some of the things are starting to open up, they go into that trance state. And I'm not a big fan of it actually at all.
It's not good. It's not.
It's not something that I would want to. Yeah, I've never liked it.
It's dangerous. And the clairs, she wanted to know about the clairs. So I would say my strongest is clairvoyance and clairaudience. I see a lot and I hear a lot. I don't feel that much. I don't know why. I just don't feel that much.
Probably because you don't want to be in a relationship. I don't feel that much.
Oh, great. That means I'm going to start feeling stuff. No.
Okay, you have to meet one of my partners is Dr. Shirley Pellizzari, and her big thing is, wait a minute, what? You know Shirley. She's actually we were on our show. Okay, so Shirley's big thing is like, what? I have to feel? Like what?
I got to feel. You know what? Maybe that's the symbolism. I sliced my finger before we came on the show. And I look, Kellee, which finger it is. I can't even believe it.
Is it your wedding finger? Oh, your middle finger. Oh,
it's the middle. It's the middle one, which is probably saying to the wedding finger.
Oh, that's very, very funny.
Hilarious.
Oh my God. We've got a hello from Queensland, Australia. Oh, that's so great. How do we use your oracle cards? Cece's asking this question. What is some advice on how to use? Isn't that a great name?
It's a great name. Okay, so my oracle deck, so it's in a box, and then you've got the 56 cards, right? So there are amazing cards. And then I've got a guidebook. Now, I've written a lot in this guidebook, and what they had to do, they had to make the font quite small to fit it all in. Because I said to them, when I wrote this guidebook, they said, Harry, you've written too much, because most guidebooks that come with cards are not this informative. So I said, yeah, but I don't want it to change. So they said, okay, we'll have to make those fonts small. I said, yeah, we'll make the font smaller. That's fine, as long as you keep all the information. So they stuck to that. So there's a lot of info in here. So if you read the book, reading the cards, page 4 onwards, it explained how to actually use them. I've mentioned my cleansing methods, my prayer methods, my card layouts. I've described all the cards individually. And then once you've sort of learnt from me, do it yourself. Does that make sense? Yeah. So master it yourself. Master it by using the book. I spent a lot of time writing this, so use this. And then do it yourself. You know what I mean? Like find your own way. Yeah. That's the best. That's the best. Yeah. Because even sometimes I'll find when I'm using them, my methods change during the reading then and there. Does that make sense? Like sometimes like a card will fall out, I'll use it. Sometimes a card will fall out and I won't use it. Does that make sense? Like it just you go with
your intuition.
You go with what you feel. Not that I feel much, but you go with your instinct.
That's really funny. Well, you have a big fan here, David Vigiano, and David loves to. Don't you love David? He'll send me a text and he'll say, "Oh, I just pulled Harry's card today," and he loves that. You've really helped him a lot. Everybody loves your card. In fact, you know what, Harry? Let's pull a card for. How about for the audience right now? Do you want to pull a card for that?
Why not? Okay.
Why not? Let's pull one for the card
for
everybody. It's for everybody.
Okay, this is weird that I've pulled this because we were talking about this about me. So I pulled the love card, which is ironic. So I don't know what, and it's number 22. So it's I don't know if it's. on
Well,
screen.
do you know
It's
the number
22.
22? That's our number for the years. It's a big number. 22
Oh, it's
is
20, and it's 2022.
it's 2022, and it 2022 is the builder. It's a master number. It means everything. And boy, this is what
Oh, how
we're
weird is
working in the
that?
world. So I think what that card is saying is the world needs love.
There you go. There you go. So the world needs love, unconditional love. That's a bit
Unconditional
weird
love.
that came out, right? Like that's the card for us.
It's perfect. I mean, we've got
crazy.
to put that one up because the world does need a lot of love. JC Jones says, where can you order them? She can't find them on Amazon in the United
Oh,
States.
really? Oh, that's weird. So they're available on Amazon, Book Depository, Booktopia, Angus and Roberts. Oh, wait a second. This is a different country. Okay. So because these were published by an Australian publisher,
Okay.
in Australia, they're available everywhere. In the States, I have a feeling, because I'm pretty sure Amazon has different listings. It's definitely on Amazon here, Amazon Australia, but I'm not sure. I've never looked at Amazon US. I do know people in the States and the UK have used this website. It's got free shipping. It's called bookdepository.com. That is free shipping.
Okay.
That's sort of like the Amazon in the UK. It's sort of like a UK Amazon.
Okay.
And it ships worldwide and it's free. So if you go to bookdepository.com, you'll find them. Definitely.
Perfect.
And
And they're great cards.
thank you so much.
I love them. They're fabulous. And we're going to be pulling cards in a few minutes too. But I have another question for you. And this is from Deborah Sweet. She said, when talking about family groups that stay together on earth and spiritually and beyond, how does adoption figure into that? It's a good question.
Okay, hold on. Can you repeat that?
Yes. So when we're talking about family groups, that come together, families that come together, how does adoption figure into? I think she's talking about like birth. It's a soul family.
So definitely it's a soul family. So adoption fits in because blood, spirit is thicker than blood. So you know how blood is thicker than water? Yeah, it's true. True. It's true. So you know how blood is thicker than water?
Yes.
Spirit is thicker than blood. So your soul family will collect no matter what, which means if you were physically born into the family that you weren't meant to experience, you will find the family you're meant to experience through adoption. So when you do become adopted or when you're adopted, that adoptive family is your family. Whether it's good lessons or bad lessons, the lessons learned within that family are the lessons that your soul needed to learn from your family. So it's the physical thing is nothing. We're a carcass. I mean, I used to be a good-looking guy, but whatever. I used to probably care.
You're very good-looking.
Oh, bless you. Maybe once upon a time. But anyway, I used to care more about the exterior, and I was a little bit more vain. But you know what? It's transient. Things change. I mean, now I'm older than I used to be. There are problems I've never experienced. I'm thinking, okay, you know what? This proves we're really a spiritual being in a physical body. Because I'm telling you, if we could really control our physical, there are things that would not be going on with me.
That's very funny. Oh, the things we cannot control.
Oh, man.
Here's a question for you. So this is from Kathy Hode Strout. She says, let's talk about reincarnation. Is it required? Can we choose to remain, or do we have to rise to another level if we do reincarnate?
That's a very good question. You get good questions on here. Hi, everyone. I love your people. I love your show. I believe in reincarnation. I do believe in that. And that's something that, do you remember that old lady that I was friends with that James and I both knew?
Yes.
Remember I told you?
Yes.
She never believed in reincarnation. That was probably one of the only things that I didn't really gel with that about her. She didn't believe in reincarnation. So it's almost like something
that as a medium.
She didn't believe in it.
That's so odd.
Yeah. She used to always tell me, "We're never coming back." You know that, right? I'm like, "Oh my god." Okay. Anyway, I do believe in reincarnation, and I don't think it's something that you must do. It's something that you choose to do. So if your soul, I find people who pass prematurely or who have not lived, right? They come back because they need to experience things so they don't have to keep coming back. Because this place is a school. We're here to learn.
Oh, yeah. It's a big school.
You know,
It's
our
a major
soul,
school.
you know, and some of us pass, some of us fail, and when you fail, you come back. You know, and failing isn't a bad thing, guys. Please don't think failing is a bad thing. It's not. You know, it just means that you have to come back and learn.
I think you learn so much, and then you come
Very
back
true.
again to learn a little more, and you come back again to learn more, and then you just until you finish that cycle up of why you came to begin with. Oh,
Yeah,
here's a
exactly.
question. Pamela Demars asks, "Do you offer readings, Harry?"
You know what? For the last 17 years, I've offered them because I started, or maybe even more than that, because my mum, it was not long after my mum passed away. My first reading for a stranger was in my kitchen. My dad and sisters had to leave. I was a teenager, 15, 16. So I've been doing them for over 17 years. I still do readings. I still do Zoom readings for clients all over the world. I am pretty expensive, just saying, but I do still do them. You can join my wait list if you do want a reading. That's all on my website. But yeah.
Okay. So you do then. When
I
you're,
still do them. I mean, I write. I'm an author. I'm nearly finished my book. I don't have a ghostwriter. I use real ghosts. You know, like you.
I'm going to use that one. That's a good
Yeah,
one.
you know, I use real ghosts.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh
so
my
I'm
gosh.
busy.
Oh gosh. So this is a question from Rebecca Har. She says, "I believe that the world events of the past 2 weeks," she said, "it's affecting my heart and my nervous system. Any insights for me, and as well as anybody in general?" I mean, I think that we are all going to be, if you're an empath, that you're going to be feeling a lot of these energies because it's an intense time. What do you
I think
think,
it's
Harry?
normal. I think
It's
it's normal. I
normal.
think
Yeah.
if you didn't feel that, you wouldn't really be human. Like, I think hearing the things that are going on in the world, if you don't get upset about that, I would really think you need to see someone just to evaluate your psyche, because I think that's normal to see horrific things and be upset. You know, it's you know, I'm friends with someone who is quite well known, and she often will say, you know, you've got to, if you want to cry, cry. You know, like if something is going on,
Yeah.
cry. If you can't sleep, don't sleep. Like don't,
Right.
you know, we find we over medicate, right? We over medicate. Like, you know, I personally, and again, I share personal things just because I want people to realize I'm very normal. Because
Right.
sometimes people, you know, and it's because I'm on TV a lot in Australia as well. I think people think when you're a psychic and when you're a celebrity, it's worse, because being famous is one thing. They already think something of you. Being a psychic, it's even worse. You know what I mean? So it's like they really think you're a superhuman. so you know, I really like sharing personal things because I'm very normal. So I've had a few nights where I haven't been able to sleep. You know, I've been going through some stuff, and you know, I've been having some, you know, emotional issues that I'm dealing with. And I could very easily go to the cabinet and pop something to sleep. But why would I do that? My body is telling me you need to process.
Yeah.
So process.
Yeah.
Right?
I think that what's going on in Ukraine is actually pulling up generational trauma for people.
Totally.
And when you start to feel that, I mean, a good thing right now would be to go out in nature if you can, walk, do exercise, start to release a lot of this energy that you may be holding on to. You know, it's quite a time period that we're in, for sure. Oh my gosh. Paula Powers says, "Please outline some energetic protection measures."
Oh, I actually write a lot about that in my little guidebook. In
Oh, you do? Let's talk about
I do,
that.
yeah. Let's see if I can find the page. So basically, I do write how to protect yourself in my guidebook to my cards. And in my book, I also write about spiritual protection. Every single day, I think we spoke about this a little bit before, I pray every day and every night. I believe prayer is the first and foremost. I believe visualization is very powerful, of the chakras and also of light. So just seeing yourself in a bubble of light, mirrors facing outwards, visualizing your 7 energy centers in your body, the 7 colors of the rainbow, strengthening those colored balls in your head. I believe in salt water being very, very cleansing.
I do too.
I live in an apartment, so I don't have a bath. But what I do is I've got a little bucket, and I put salt water in it. So I put salt and I put water in that bucket, and I just put my feet in it. And
what a neat idea.
Yeah, and it just cleanses because things draw up from your feet. So if you think about it, when you walk in nature, it's your feet touching the ground. When you go to the beach, it's your feet in the ocean water. So I just recently started doing this because I thought, well, you know what, I don't have a bath. I could probably make salt water. So I have a little.
It's a smart idea.
Yeah, just put your feet in it. It's very, very cleansing. Very, very cleansing.
Yeah. Oh, I love
And
that.
mirrors facing outwards around your body. So just imagine like a mirrors facing outwards. So
Mhm.
it's pretty easy actually. You just imagine a mirror, don't face it towards you, face it outwards, and any negativity just flings straight back.
Oh, it's fantastic. Okay, so this is from Isabella Cerulli. She says, "What is the purpose of learning these lessons? What is the soul trying to accomplish?"
Growth.
Yeah, growth.
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 Growth. You grow.
Yeah.
It's like puberty. When you don't stay a baby. You know, if you look at the physical symbolism to growth,
Mhm.
you begin as what, you're a fetus, or actually you're an egg and a sperm, or whatever, right? And then you develop, you grow, you get older, you get physically bigger, you get physically stronger. The soul is the same thing.
Yeah.
So although your soul doesn't necessarily age, nor does it get sick.
Yeah.
But your soul grows.
It grows. I mean, the whole idea of this dimension is so you'll learn, and I always go back to this, it's pretty simple but hard to get for some people. You'll learn compassion and empathy and kindness and love.
Totally.
I mean, that's what you come here for, and sometimes it takes a while to get here.
Totally.
Let's see. Beth Butler says, creating lots of new trauma. Are we being manipulated? It's a good question. I mean, it is creating a lot of trauma right now, but I think that what it's doing is it's bringing up a lot of stuff so we can heal it and cleanse it and release it. That's what I think. And I think it's from a lot of old generations here of trauma. That's what I think is happening here. Yeah, genius. Anne Margaret says, genius, saltwater bucket. Oh my gosh. Should we do some cards for people?
I mean, sure. If there's any questions that can help everyone, not necessarily individual. I mean, yeah, sure. Let's see. Whatever you want to throw at me, Kelly.
Okay.
You're
Pammy Greening says, do you have any future predictions for 2022?
Well, I think we haven't obviously heard the end of Russia. I think inflation, like prices are going up, and that's actually already happening. So here the price of petrol. I don't know. Do you guys call it petrol or gas?
We call it gasoline, but
you know, it's the same thing, right?
Same thing.
So it's beyond expensive here. So for 1 liter, I can't work out the difference of conversions of liters to gallons and all of that, but 1 liter is like, I think $2.20 for the cheapest one. Like, that's a lot. It's very, very high. So we're going to see inflation. So, you know, things going up, price of living being quite difficult. I really worry about China. I know all of our focus right now is on Russia, but I'm very, very worried about China.
Yeah.
I reckon they're going to try to go to Taiwan. And I also think North Korea. You know what? I'm not trusting what's happening. This Russian thing, it's a thing. It's horrific, but it's not all that's happening. There's stuff behind the scenes that no one knows yet. Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, it's a really, isn't it something? I know what I
want to go to bed. I want to go to bed.
That's what I said to my husband earlier. Actually, I understand that. Oh my gosh. So let's see. Tracy Heldworth. Hi, Tracy. She says, how do you decipher between recognizing a red flag in a situation and fear? So if you need to make a decision, are you really picking up the red flags, or is that just fear talking?
When in doubt, opt out. So quite honestly, whether it's your fear or whether it's whatever the other part,
red flag,
flag, opt out, because you can't go wrong. So I believe the best way to differentiate between the two is when you don't really have to think about it too much, if that makes sense. Like, your fear comes from your thoughts. The red flags are not from your thoughts. They're there. So
that's a good way to put it.
You know what I mean? So the red flag is there. You don't have to think about it. The fear is thoughts. So the more you overthink, that's your fear. When you don't think about it and you're like, oh, what's this? Yeah, just retreat. When you see something crazy, go the other way. You know?
And as soon as you the thought or feel of a red flag, it's not fear. It's fear of the red flag. Run.
Totally.
I mean, literally. So Lee Starr asked this question, and this is a great question, Lee. She says, who created the whole process to grow. Who's this architect? Is this a group of higher energy souls? Yes. Yes, it is. What do you think, Harry?
Well, I do believe that. I do believe that. Look, I don't want to sound too religious because people keep saying, "Oh, you're too Christian. You're too Christian." I was like, "Oh my God, just let me be who I am." Like really. Anyway, so I believe in God. For me,
So do I.
For
Very
me, my gift comes from God.
Mhm.
So I believe that we are the creations of the Creator. So I believe that we were created in the vision and likeness of our Creator. So I think God made us and we chose what to experience. But I really believe we live for God. I really do.
We experience for God.
We experience for God. I really do. And that's why I think it's so sad with what's happening. But I also think that's why there's also the dark side to life. Because
in order to experience the light, you have to have this is a place of duality.
Duality.
This is it. And this year is all about duality. I mean, it's going to bring up
Kellee,
our thoughts.
Don't you think this is when we choose?
Yes.
Because it's love or fear. It's light or dark. It's night or day. It's hot or cold. It's soft or hard. It's literally opposites.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, if you can just come from a place of love, please trust me on this.
Yes.
The world does change. The more loving we are, the better the place is. When people say, "Oh, if there's a God, why do bad things happen?" Mate, look at the people around you.
Yes.
Don't point your finger at God. Look at the people. Look at the people across the street,
and look at the choices you've made.
Look at the choices.
Absolutely, look at the choices.
Yeah.
Because that's what this life is all about: making good choices, waking up, making choices here. Let's see. Do you think that psychic work, this is from Robin Young Bayer. She says, do you think that this type of work helps you stave off of Alzheimer's or dementia? That's a good question. I mean, I think she's referring to psychic work. Do you think that this helps with? No, it doesn't.
No.
No. I guess the answer is no.
Sorry, no.
Because we're just human having, I think, learning things constantly will help you, Robin. With that.
No.
I wish, right? I guess we know some mediums that are not Copus Mentis. Okay, so Lizette Perez. Hi, Liz. She says, will the financial market shift to cryptocurrency?
Oh,
what is your thought? Good question.
Well, I do think we will end up in a cashless society. So I do think eventually, I do foresee some form of, I don't know, worldly government sort of happening. I don't know when, but I do see some form of global government, and I do see a cashless society. I don't know enough about crypto stuff to talk about crypto specifically, but I do think we will become cashless. So I think money will stop, like physical money.
This is a really interesting period of time, as we've been saying, because we just had a Pluto return here in the United States. And Pluto represents not just the underworld, but the transformation of everything. And that would include financial, banking, financial, it includes everything. So yes, I believe, and the United States hits everything globally. So I think we're going to have a big shift, and it probably will be a cashless society and probably into cryptocurrency. That's not going to surprise me. I don't know if it's going to be in my generation or in the next few years, but it's coming. It'll happen.
It'll happen. Whenever it is, it'll happen.
Yes. Okay. So Elizabeth Glomsky asks, hi, Elizabeth. She says, hi, Kellee. Hi, Harry. Harry, do you have a radio or TV show that we can listen to here in the United States?
Oh, how sweet.
So
well, you know what? And again, here I am. I'm an oversharer, but this is why people like me, because I just
overshare.
Right? I'm an oversharer, and everyone always yells at me afterwards. I'm like, you know what? Whatever. I'm allowed to tell people because people ask. I was contacted to do a television series in the United States, and do you know what stopped it? COVID.
What? Oh, you're kidding.
No.
Oh.
And it breaks my heart because I was given the contract. It was huge. The network was there, and I can't publicly say who was making it or what it was airing on, but I had meetings, I did screenings, I did the lot. The only thing I didn't do is physically get there. I did everything on Zoom. Everything was on Zoom. So I did my readings, I did the whole thing, and I was vetted. I had to not compete because that's a stupid thing to do. But I you know, I had to just be me. And I was selected and I was given the contract and everything. And then COVID happened. Actually, you know what's really sad? Literally, I signed my contract and the global pandemic happened, like maybe 2 weeks after.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't
And
it
my
something?
ex-partner, who I'm obviously no longer with, I mean, I don't want to get teary on the show, but my life really changed during COVID. I had a breakup. I lost a
Yeah.
television deal, which would have changed my life.
Wow.
Everything happened. But you know what? I'm telling you, it's made me not only resilient, I'm a nicer person. So you know what? I might not have ended up getting that TV show, but you know what? Who cares? Who cares? Like, you know,
Yeah.
I'm still here. So you can find me on
But-
Kelly's show.
Yeah, that's true. But you also got the tennis open.
Oh, I got the tennis gig, which was beyond. You know, that was an amazing experience. And you know, I am very blessed to be on TV a lot. But you know, I'm not one of those people who craves fame. I don't need it. You know, and quite frankly, I don't really enjoy what it comes with. I mean, before COVID happened, and this is no word of a lie, 2018, 2019, I couldn't go to the supermarket without people stopping me. That's a true story. So it was very, and I'm a very private person, even though I'm very oversharing. Like, I like my space.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'll never forget this one time. I was with a friend of mine and I was talking to them in an aisle. And I had two women from the other aisle run to the aisle that we were in and said, "Oh my God, we heard your voice and we knew it was you."
Oh
They
my
didn't even
God.
see me, right? And all I remember thinking of, oh my God, I can't even speak. Like, yeah, so it was a bit weird. So people out there who just want to be famous, I don't know why, because you get invaded. So COVID sort of was cool for me in a way because I didn't really leave the house that much. A lot of people forgot me. Like, I feel like, which is great. Like in a way, like, you know, I can go out and not many people, you know, I mean, people still recognize me because I'm still on shows, but not as much. So I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
So it was a good thing on
Totally.
some
Whatever.
level.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is a good question. Pamela DeMars, she says, what do our loved ones in spirit think of the world's happening? Everything that's happening in the world. That's a great question.
That is a great question. Spirits are just like us. They don't become, you know, omnipresent. So they would think similar thoughts to us, I suppose, if I had to think about it. I would say they're probably a little bit more evolved. They probably understand. They see a little bit more above. You know what I mean? They can see a little bit more. They understand it a little bit more, but it's a similar feeling to us.
Yeah. I think that they're really keeping an eye on us right now.
Yeah.
I think they really want us to be safe.
I'm waiting for us to go to the moon or something. I want to go onto another planet.
Oh, you do?
I want to go to another planet.
Well, that'll happen. That'll happen soon enough. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. This is funny. Jeremy Johnston says, "Do we have jobs like 9 to 5 in heaven?"
Oh my God, why would you want a job at 9 to 5 in heaven? That's a funny question. I think if you want to, you can. I think heaven is what you create. So I
think we do have jobs there.
Yeah,
I really do. I know we do. I know
not
we have
9 to 5.
not 9
We've
to
got
5
different-
like we're selling insurance or
No,
something. But I mean,
exactly,
but we
exactly.
definitely we're learning, we're growing, we're helping, we're teaching, we're doing
healing,
healing.
teaching.
Oh, a lot of
We
souls
have-
I work with work in healing centers.
You know.
Yeah.
So correct. See, and we've got artists and music and all of that. There's no office 9 to 5 job though. So don't think there's that.
You're not going to an office 9 to 5. Okay, Poetic Jules says, any guidance for panic attacks? Much love to you and Harry. So good question. Panic
What do you
attacks.
reckon?
Well, you know, the first thing is breathing. If you're in the middle of if you're starting a panic attack, you want to. It's number 4. You want to remember this. You want to take a deep breath and hold it for about 20 seconds, and then release it. And you want to do that 4 times, okay? And that will actually stop the panic. It changes the brain chemistry. So you want to start with that. You want to take your shoes off. You want to go outside and get grounded as soon as you can. But breathing is everything. So Harry, what are your tips on?
I would say
panic
whenever I've experienced them, which isn't common, but I would say I've probably experienced a couple. I would say that breath. Because forgetting to breathe happens. So definitely breathing. I remember when I had a panic attack during my, anyway, I remember not realizing what was happening to me. And I was like, oh my God, hyperventilating. And I remember I don't know if it was the voice of God or what happened, but something happened, and I heard breathe.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
I didn't know the
Wow.
the
Yeah.
logistics of this thing. You
Mhm.
know, I'm not versed on this stuff. But I heard breathe. So I remember consciously thinking, stop, breathe. And I breathed, and it really
Yeah.
helped me.
It
Yeah.
actually does, and it changes the brain chemistry. It kind of stops it, and then, yeah, panic attacks are hard. They're tough for people, you know. And I have to show one thing. I want to talk about this just briefly. If Renee, can you put up that that flyer? There's a wonderful medium. Her name is Allison, and Allison, if you're watching, she's doing a mediumship. They are having a mediumship marathon for her. Allison, it's a fundraiser for Allison because Allison has been having chest cancer, and so it's to help with her treatments. And it's called a mediumship marathon, and some wonderful mediums, including Janet Nohavik, who's wonderful, who I just love, who's going to be on that. And that's on Saturday, March 12th. And it's an all-day event. And it's a mediumship marathon. And you can find that at eventbrite.com. And it's to raise funds for wonderful medium Allison, who I just adore. She's a wonderful, wonderful soul. So please join everybody.
Bless her. Yeah.
So, okay. So let's see. What else do we have here? Everybody's wanting your cards. Okay. Paula Powers, stay in love. We can create our world by our thoughts, intentions. Thank you both. Absolutely, we can. This is the time to stay in love, to stay in your own power, to know that things are happening for all of us to grow from. These are all experiences that are going to help our souls grow. You're going to learn love. You're going to learn compassion. You're going to learn all kinds of kindness. Be kind to one another. My tip for the day. My tip for the year, be kind.
What a beautiful tip.
Yeah, just be kind. Just be good. Oh, this is a good question. Amy Van Zost, she says, Harry, do you believe in Jesus?
Yes.
Yeah, I do too.
Very much.
Very much. Yeah. Yeah, me too. It was so, people are loving this. Dorothy Eastman, do you think all souls will ever come to a higher place of love as a total group? Okay. I'm going to say yes in whatever time it takes, because guess what? They have all the time on the other side in the world. I don't know. Harry, how do you want to respond to that?
I reckon yes in heaven. I reckon yes in heaven.
I think the goal here is to make heaven on earth. I mean, I do. I think that's the goal.
100%. Well, as the Lord's Prayer, you know, on earth as it is in heaven.
It's in heaven. I mean, that's really the goal here.
Yeah.
Amen.
Totally.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there. But I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't know if we'll be here, but you know, I think one day we will see heaven on earth.
We will. I have to believe it. Danielle Panay says, can spirit be in more than one place at a time to be with relatives that are in different places?
Oh, yeah, of course, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. They don't need to catch the car or they don't need to get an Uber. I think there's no time. There's no.
They might sit next to you in an Uber.
Might sit next to you in an Uber, but you know they don't need to wait to just get one. No, there's no time and space, so they can be here, they can be there. It's like angels. If you call upon Archangel Michael, some people say to me, "Oh, but if we call upon Archangel Michael, we're taking him away from someone else."
No.
What makes you think that you? What? No.
It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work like that. It's like air, right?
Yes.
Or it's like oxygen. It's like love. It's like the moon and stars. It's always there. Yeah. It's always there.
It's a good way to put it. That's a good way. And did you know that Archangel Michael is the patron saint for Archangel for Ukraine?
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
No, so that's why I really believe that we are going to get there. You know,
look at that.
I do. David Vigiano says, hi, I just made it. Please thank Harry for his amazing cards. David, I already did. I already talked about you. He said, I feel so connected to them and they've been incredibly helpful for me. They are helping through a difficult transition. David is going through a difficult transition, as a lot of people are. Do you have any advice or anything for David?
I think keep on the path that you're on. And I'm going to pull a card for him just because we can. The card that I just pulled out was self-empowerment. So for you, it's all about really having the belief, confidence to be liberated. And it's all really about your own worth. So I think that's what you need. So this is really standing on your own power and doing it. You can do it. That's what I think.
That's actually perfect. David,
Oh,
you know,
right.
that's it. That's it. And oh my gosh. And so if anybody wants to reach you, Harry, what's the best way that they can reach you? And when is your book coming out?
Oh my God, my book. Yeah, you're in my book. So my book comes out in November this year.
Oh
So
my
it will be
God.
released. I've pretty much finished it, but I just need to review because I've deleted a whole chapter. Like just last night, I deleted an entire part. Like I'm changing it constantly because every day things are changing,
I
right?
know.
So I'm constantly changing my books, but it's due in I think I've got a couple more months before I've got to submit my final. And then obviously it takes about 6 months to produce. So it'll be out in November. Yeah, and I've mentioned you in it.
Thank you. This is going to be very exciting. And if anybody wants to reach you, they can go to your harrytofficial.com website.
harrytofficial.com. I'm on Instagram at harrytofficial. I've got the Facebook page, which is Harry T. But yeah, everything's on my website, harrytofficial.com.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Harry, so much for being with us today. Thank you
went
so
so
much.
quick.
It's been so quick. I know. Oh my
I
gosh.
wish we could go longer. I can't believe that went. Oh my God.
That fast. I know. It's unbelievable. And join James and me on Monday. We're going to be talking color and auras on Monday night. All right. Take care, everybody.
You've been listening to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.